Manchester United need to recruit some new defenders this summer in order to improve the defensive setup. I'm pretty sure we've all known that for a long time now, but now we know that Erik ten Hag will be staying at the club, we do have a better understanding and a better idea of exactly what profiles we need. So today we are going to be looking at how you can rebuild the Manchester United defence for less than £100 million. But rather than what INEOS might do, this is actually going to be how I personally would approach it. So we'll take Manchester United's current back four. This is the current situation. Luke Shaw at left back, Lisandro Martinez left centre back, Harry Maguire right centre back, and Diogo Dalot right back. Now what I want to do is go through the team from left to right and address the positions where we need to sell players and where we need to recruit. Again, we're going to do all of this for less than £100 million, and we're going to sign 4 players. That might sound like quite a lot for the defence, but that is what we are going to do. Starting off at left back, where we've heard that United want to recruit a new player this summer, but I personally actually wouldn't do it. In my opinion, Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs in the world. He's certainly in the top 5, and those who are familiar with the channel will know just how highly I rate him. For me, he should be the starting left back next season. Now, yes, I am aware of the question marks over his fitness, and the same for Tyrell Malacia as a backup as well. However, a little bit later on, I will come to my explanation and my reasoning for kind of putting faith in Luke Shaw and his fitness troubles. In terms of what you actually get when Luke Shaw plays on the pitch, you get versatility and a player that can do literally everything in these areas. He is capable of tucking in to play in a back 3, he is capable of flying forward on the overlap into the final third, and he's also very capable of underlapping into the final third as well. In terms of technically what he does with the ball at his feet, I think he is one of United's most technically proficient players. Very comfortable receiving the ball, and his first touch is absolutely brilliant, particularly from long passes. Players which switch the ball out to him, he is very good at quickly getting the ball under control, getting his head up and then looking to play forward as quickly as possible. Importantly though, whilst he does try and play forward quickly, he still understands that sometimes you have to play slow. Luke Shaw is perfect for what Ten Hag needs from his defence this season, particularly if at times we are going to switch to a back 3 in possession. If we are going to do that, Luke Shaw is the perfect player because he is so adaptable and can play several different roles. So I would keep Luke Shaw, I would keep Tyrell Malacia as his backup for now, but he's on his last warning this season. And then also the fact that we have Harry Amas coming through as well. I don't want to sign a new left back because I don't want to block his development. So yeah, that's the left back situation. Pretty easy, we haven't spent any money yet. Now we move into left centre back where things are a little bit different. However, we'll start off with Lisandro Martinez. Of course, we are keeping Lisandro Martinez in defence. We all saw the positive impact that he had in the FA Cup final. That was not a fully sharp Lisandro Martinez, but you saw the second he came into the team, just how much he improved our ability to play out from the back, to play through the thirds, to manipulate the Manchester City press. He was absolutely brilliant in that game, and that's what United need more of, and it's what we drastically missed last season. His ball playing ability, for me, I'm going to make the claim now, is second to none. I believe he is the best ball playing centre back in world football at the moment. That's my opinion. The problem is we don't have anyone as backup to him should he get injured. You know, last season when we saw Lisandro Martinez come out the side, we didn't have that replacement. So this is where we're going to make our first signing. A backup left centre back. Who are we going for? John Lucchini from Bologna. Not exactly a new shout, I have mentioned him a couple of times, but for me, he would be the perfect option to come in as the backup centre-back to Lisandro Martinez, because he has a very similar skill set. If we look at the FBref report of Licha and then of Lucchini, they are kind of showing their strengths in similar areas of the pitch, and that's because in terms of profile, they are quite similar. They are both comfortable playing as the middle centre-back in a back 3. They are also both comfortable at times, for example, from goal kicks, even stepping forward into the midfield. They are both very capable of doing this. Lucchini is very similar to Lisandro Martinez. In terms of on the ball, he's just a slightly worse version, but most players are. Lucchini is absolutely brilliant on the ball. This is not a negative for him on the ball. He is absolutely phenomenal. And then defensively, physically, he's actually slightly more equipped than Lisandro Martinez. So he would be a very good backup. This also helps us to solve a little bit our left-back crisis as well, because should someone like Shaw and Malacia get injured, like last season, we could actually, in that instance, move Lisandro Martinez as a backup left-back, and John Lucchini could come into the side as the starting left-sided defender. I think he's more than good enough to do that. Again, this isn't the ideal situation for Lisandro Martinez, but it gives us kind of a fail-safe which we lacked last summer. Now, I think the next thing we are going to do in defence is make a decision between Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. And I've been really undecided on this for a long time. But I think now what I'm going to do is keep Maguire and move him also as a player who could play on the left side of defence if we needed it. So I'm going to move Harry Maguire over to this position here, with the idea being that, again, should Lisandro Martinez be forced to play left back because of injury problems, Maguire is another player who is comfortable playing as the middle centre-back. So I like the depth it gives us, but I still wouldn't be mad if you do want to sell him. I'm absolutely fine with that. The problem we now have, though, is that right centre-back position. We are lacking players on the right side of our defence. So who should we bring in? I'm going to start off with the obvious name, Todibo. Now, I know this name is being thrown about a lot, and there's the risk that when everyone gets fixed on one defender, that you miss out on other good players. But Todibo, for me, is just everything we need. Again, if we are talking about Ten Hag at times switching to more of a back three in possession, Todibo's ability on the ball in this position, being a high-volume player, an excellent ball carrier, but also a progressive passer, but also then defensively as well, out of possession. The fact that he can cover this right channel so effectively would be absolutely huge for Manchester United. He's strong and powerful in the air as well. Yes, I know people have concerns, but I think he's better than what people give him credit for. He's a brilliant right-sided defender, and with his age, his profile, the fee, I think we can get him in fairly cheap. We are not even getting close to our 100 million budget yet. Todibo, for me, is the perfect right-sided signing for Manchester United. However, you will notice something once again. We need some backup for him. We need some depth, and I'm going to go for Trevor Chalobah.
So before we continue into the video, a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, JerseyFIFA.com, the home of all of the greatest football kits. Whether that be the new latest releases or the old classic ones like this, Jersey FIFA has something for everyone, and now you can check it out yourself using the link in the description down below. And also make sure to use code JerseyFIFA for 10% off when you order.
So to get back to Trevor Chalobah, why would I suggest him as a signing for Manchester United this summer? Well, one reason is because Chelsea seem willing to let him go. They always have a lot of centre-backs, and I think you could get Chalobah for around £25 to £30 million. And to be honest, I think he would be worth every single penny. Now, some people will say, we don't want a Chelsea reject. If he weren't good enough for Chelsea, he's not good enough for us. Look at how Chelsea are run as a football club. Don't use that logic. Chalobah is a brilliant player, and the reason why I think he would be a perfect signing for us is because I almost see him as Todibo light. The not quite as good Todibo version. He's another Todibo, but not quite as good. But in terms of profile, that is perfect for what you want in your defence. So again, should someone like Todibo get injured, you can bring Chalobah in as a backup. It literally works perfectly in terms of on the ball. Again, he is very comfortable playing out from the back. He is comfortable being a high volume player. He is strong carrying the ball forward, and he is also a pretty decent progressive passer, although it's not his main strength. In terms of out of possession, his wide defence, his channel defence is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. I think he is a criminally underrated 1-versus-1 defender. When he gets pulled out wide by a winger into these positions, I think he is so underrated. He is absolutely brilliant in my opinion, and he's also pretty strong in the air as well. So he is the perfect sort of backup to Todibo. He is a homegrown talent. I think he ticks all of the boxes that we need for that defensive position. And then you've also got Kambala as well, who could come into this area, and that gives us a lot of depth in the defence. So much depth that you could argue you could even sell Maguire if you wanted. Let me know in the comments, would you sell Maguire and Lindelof if you made these signings? Let me know what you think. It's now time for the right back position, a position which Dalot has made his own. We are not going to be replacing Dalot. We're not even going to be upgrading upon Dalot because he's become a really, really good footballer. A player who is incredibly tactically versatile. He can play kind of traditional fullback role if you like. He can play deep at times tucked into a back three. He can invert into midfield. He can make overlapping runs in the final third. And again, he can make those underlapping runs. A bit like Luke Shaw, except he can also invert. The tactical flexibility is phenomenal and holds so much value to a manager. He's a simply incredible player. And the reason that he can do these things is because technically he is so good on the ball. And importantly, very, very two-footed. When you are a two-footed player, it removes angle bias and really opens up the pitch and the potential for what you can do with the football. When you can pass the ball with either foot, it is much easier to get yourself out of tricky situations. And Dalot is really starting to master that, in my opinion. Again, I think he is one of our technically stronger players. I think his passing is absolutely brilliant as well. All I would like to see is a bit more end product in the final third of the pitch. But again, Dalot is staying. We just need a backup for him. Wan-Bissaka, for me, I think I'm going to let him go because I don't think he's the profile that we need. I want someone who can come in and do something similar to Dalot. I don't think Wan-Bissaka does that. So should the right offer come in, I would sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but it does have to be the right offer. Now, of course, we're looking for replacements for Wan-Bissaka, a backup to Diogo Dalot. And for this, we are going to go to a newly promoted side to the Premier League, Southampton, and Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters is very, very similar to Dalot in one key sense. Tactically, he is unbelievably versatile. For Southampton last season, at times he would play a traditional right-back role, at times he would play a deep wing-back role, but importantly, he spent a lot of last season inverting into midfield, again showing that technically he is very proficient on the ball. In terms of what he does going forward as well, he is good overlapping into the final third, although again I would like to see a bit more end product. But he can also underlap in the final third as well, have that rotation with the winger. He is ticking a lot of the similar boxes to Dalot. The only major difference really is the physical side of the game. Dalot is a much bigger player. But in terms of technically, Kyle Walker-Peters is again very strong, gives us a lot of versatility, and again, he is a homegrown talent. And for less than £100 million there, we have transformed the Manchester United defence. In Lukumi, Todibo, Chalobah, we have signed technical, physical players. That's exactly what we need. We have kind of, like I said earlier, fail-safed the left-hand side of our defence, so we can take a risk with Shaw and Malacia because we have other players like Lisandro Martinez who could play left-back if we need to. At right-back, again, we also have a fail-safe. Dalot can play there, Walker-Peters can play there, but so can Chalobah, so can Kambuala, so can Todibo. We have made this defence much more fail-safe. They bring a lot of the same strengths. You know, our left-backs have similar strengths to each other. Our left-sided centre-backs, apart from Maguire, have similar strengths to each other. Same with the right side and at right-back as well. In my opinion, this costs less than £100 million, and it really gives us a very strong platform to now go and build the rest of the team. And to do it for so cheap is very, very handy. We're selling Wan-Bissaka, we're making a bit of money there. We're selling Lindelof, so we're making some money there. The question is on Maguire. Would you sell Maguire? That's the one question I have. Because you could take him out and still have leadership qualities in there, experience in there, depth in there, again, technical and physical capabilities. So let me know what you think on that in the comments down below. And actually, I guess the whole video in general, the whole rebuild in general, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Do you agree? Do you completely disagree? Let me know what you think, but apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.